All right, welcome to another sports and culture interview. This is called the Player Spotlight, brought to you by the Carolina Law Group. Of course, make sure that you get your free consultation today by going to thecarolinalawgroup.com. We have the website at the bottom. Uh, Definitely going to need your defense attorneys. One of the best in the state, locally and also Columbia. Make sure that you give them a call. And as I mentioned before, all consultations are free of charge. But speaking of defense, a lot of nightmares are coming for the defense for this guy that we have right here. Fresh off of a state championship, Greer High School, and recently committed at Duke University, we have on the line Grayson Loftis. Grayson, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. So I went back and looked at one of our interviews that we had, of course, at the QB Legacy. That's where I first met you. And you said that, you wanted to go to the school that was best for you and your family
Mhm.
and also something east of the Mississippi. So what was it about, Duke University that won over you and your family?
I think originally it was just the people. When we were able to get up on campus and this new staff that came in, um, just a great energy and a great atmosphere around football at Duke now. A new energy there with the new staff, a new commitment being made to football by the athletic department and the university, and then ultimately is a great chance at one of the best educations that the country offers. Duke's one of the most prestigious universities in America, and then we get to go and play football while we're there.
Absolutely. And Amanda Loftus, is that your mom?
That
All
is.
right, she's tuning in. Thank you, Mom, for tuning in and also liking our posts and sharing them. You have an absolutely wonderful son. Grayson, David Cutcliffe, I know he had some interest earlier, and those who are not familiar, he trained the Manning boys, Eli and Peyton, of course, maybe a son as well. Did he have any conversations with you about what he wanted to do with you as a quarterback or skill wise?
So Duke's new staff actually, their new head coach is Coach Mike Elko from Texas A&M. So they actually have a new, they're under new leadership within the football program. So Coach Elko is their new head coach, and Coach Kevin Johns is the new offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. So I haven't had much conversation with Coach Cutcliffe. No.
Absolutely. But honestly, just the fact that he was looking at you and noticed that, as I mentioned, those that are maybe not be as familiar with David Cutcliffe, he is a QB guru. So that should speak highly on your character and also your skill set. Just knowing that, what was that feeling like knowing, man, David Cutcliffe is actually looking at me?
Yeah, it was an honor being able to go up when we were up there at camp and being able to talk to him and interact with him a little bit. It was a neat experience. It was an honor to be able to talk to somebody with such a great track record with quarterbacks.
Absolutely. Well, so what does it mean to be like one of the first recruits from Elko over there at Duke University?
It's awesome being able to be the first guy to commit to Coach Elko as a head coach. Was a special opportunity that arose for us, and was something we kind of made a priority for us to be a part of that and be able to be a part of his first group, his first class to sign. So me and him will always have a special relationship because of that, and we can't wait to get up there and hit the ground running.
Now, I know, of course, we're here in the upstate. There's a lot of Clemson and South Carolina fans. What is that game going to be like when you have to? You may not face South Carolina because they're in the SEC, unless you guys match up in a bowl, but you are going to play Clemson. So I'm sure some of your friends are Tiger fans. What do you think that game is going to feel like being on the other side of the evil empire?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be an awesome opportunity to go against Clemson, one of the best programs in the country, and it's done at a consistently high level. But they're the one to knock off right now in the ACC, and they definitely have the target on their back. And that's our goal is to not get to the mountaintop and knock the giant down.
Now, me personally, I'm a diehard Tar Heel fan, and of course, unfortunately, the hated rivalry is Duke University.
That's right.
Um, what do you think that rivalry is going to be like, and have you already started looking into it at Duke North Carolina matchup?
I think you see it year in and year out with basketball and how hyped up of a rivalry it is and the atmospheres you get with it. And it's getting that way in football. I think you're definitely going to see from Duke a new energy and a new atmosphere around that rivalry game. Nobody at Duke University likes North Carolina. It's not it pains me to even use the two words. So it's definitely a new energy and atmosphere around that game, and like you said, it's a rivalry that goes back a long way.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about Gaffney High School. You guys went undefeated and snapped a 62-game winning streak from the former five-time state champion. How does it feel knowing that your team was able to accomplish such a feat?
It was a great feeling when we were able to when the clock hit zero, and it kind of all finally set in. It was a great feeling to be able to know that we did that with that team. I don't think any team deserved it more than that group that Gaffney had last year, and we had a great group of seniors who were able to push us through and kind of get us over the finish line. So it was an awesome feeling, and it was humbling and a blessed experience to be a part of.
Absolutely. So, and you're going into your senior year, is that
That's
correct?
correct. That's
Okay,
correct.
so now it's been your senior year, and you are the defending champion. What are some of the things that you're going to your teammates about in this offseason and letting them know for the upcoming season?
It just starts all over. The message has been that this year's team hasn't done anything. Last year's team was the team that went and reached the mountaintop and won the state championship, but this year's team we haven't accomplished anything yet. We still have a whole bunch to prove. When you graduate that many seniors and you don't have a lot come back, you got to start from ground zero. And so making sure we don't have any entitlement and thinking we belong, it's a situation where we got to start from ground zero and rebuild it back to the top.
Now, even this being just my second full conversation with you, the number one thing I'm noticing, and even by that answer, is leadership. When I put out the first post about you, a couple of people saw it, and that's what they was like, he's a leader. Where did that originate from?
I would say kind of my first head coach. My first head coach is James Turn, and he's now coaching at North Greenville as their tight ends coach. But he kind of molded me and taught me how to be a part of that leadership, play the quarterback role of being the leader of the locker room. And he played offensive line, so telling me what the team was looking for in a leader. And then ultimately, my quarterback trainer Ramon Robinson, mentoring me since I was in middle school, and kind of helping us through each step of the process of being a quarterback and being a leader and showing us kind of the way to do that.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ramon is also, of course, a good friend of mine over there at the QB Legacy. How incremental has he been with your development?
Oh, he's been huge. He's been there every step of the way since sixth grade. We wouldn't be where we are without him. And it's bigger than just the football. How to grow up into this world, how to be a part of that, having been in the spotlight. The recruiting world. The mentor side of it more than just the football side of it has been huge for us.
No, absolutely. So let's go back to the championship game. Let's go to the fourth quarter. What is going through your mind when it's just a couple of minutes left on the clock, knowing that, hey, this is it? We're about to be state champions. What was that thought process like as the quarterback?
I don't think it all had set in until the clock hit zero. But leading up through that entire game, it was a sense of calmness and a sense of we just got to keep playing and everything will work out because we had been in that situation twice before that year. Against Dorman we came back from 14 down. Spartanburg, and the week before we had come back 14 down. So we had been in situations where we were down and we had to come back and just keep playing. And then, I had just total confidence in the team that I was a part of. Our seniors, I knew the defense was going to do their part. Held a team that I think has scored over 40 points in every game over probably the last 70 games to 22. So I knew we had a great chance on offense if things started to sputter and get slow that the defense was going to bail us out. And then if the defense gave up something, we'd bail them out. So it was an awesome awesome feeling to when the clock's at zero and it's finally kind of a relief to the perfect run was over, but it was a sense of total confidence throughout the game that our team was going to be fine.
Yeah, and kind of going back to that first interview we had, and I know you said you've been playing football since the age of 6.
Mm.
After winning that championship, was that feeling everything you thought about since a small Grayson?
Yeah, it was. When you're growing up, that's all you think of at first is winning the state championship in high school, and then you'll move on to the national championship and the Super Bowls. But at first, you want to get to that state championship and reach that mountaintop. And yeah, so it was a great feeling. It was everything I ever imagined it was going to be, and it was even better because we were able to do it with such a great team and a great fan base.
All right. And now, as the senior at Greer High School, how would you say you've grown since your freshman year there?
You know, it's kind of different because we started at Blue Ridge High School and now we're at Gaffney. So you know, I feel like
Gaffney.
I've
Oh, I'm
taken
sorry.
yeah, that's all right. I feel like I've taken a little bit of a different track than most people, and I've been a part of two different kinds of teams and two different parts of football and very different styles of football. So I think I've learned a lot on how to mature and different types of people and how to lead different types of locker rooms. But ultimately, it's just a process of keep continuing to grow and looking for ways to improve on myself. And I think that's something else I've learned too, is to just continuously look for stuff to improve.
And if you could talk to the freshman Grayson, what are some things that you would tell him to improve on?
Just to be in the moment. Don't worry about all the other stuff going on, but when you're playing high school football, just have fun and play high school football. Don't worry about all the recruiting stuff.
And of course, man, family is definitely everything. As I mentioned before, your mom is on here watching. Can you talk about the role and the impact that it had on you throughout your life?
Oh, my parents are great. They've made the commitment to me that football was going to be important for us, and when I made the commitment to football, it was going to be important to me. They made the same, and then they've showed me how to be a leader, how to handle certain situations, and then ultimately, they've made sure that God was at the center of everything we did, and then that we were a faith based family, and I definitely wouldn't be here today without them constantly driving me to camps and to junior days and all over the country. So I'm blessed to have such great parents and be able to have such a great support system.
And kind of the end everything off. Of course, we have all the Duke fan base here in the background. Can you let them know what they're going to be getting from you as a quarterback?
A guy who is insanely passionate about football. I don't want to come in and be I don't want to come in and it be okay to be average. I think something that this new staff too is committing to is excellent. Is excellence is the standard. Steal it from Clemson, but someone who wants to come in and be great, someone who wants to come in and go win ACC championships and compete for national titles year in and year out. Because Duke, it can happen at Duke. We got to get the stadium filled back up to like it is in the picture behind us. We have some of the best fans in the country, as you see it. Game in and game out at Cameron Indoor, and we got to get that atmosphere at Duke football. And I think with me, you're getting a guy who's going to come in and devote everything he has to Duke football and to making it is the best thing it can be, and who's going to have really a lot of fun while he's doing it, and he's going to be great on and off the field.
And the faithful down there in Gaffney, the beautiful people, the rabid fan base, coming off that undefeated season and state championship, what can you let them know about this upcoming season?
I think you're going to get a team with a lot of the same principles as last year. A team who's going to keep playing, a team who's going to give everything they got, and a team who's ultimately not going to worry about the scoreboard, because if we handle us, it's going to take care of itself. The goal is always in Gaffney to go win a state championship. You're judged on wins and losses and championship. If it's championship or bust in Gaffney year in and year out. And that's definitely our goal. Our goal is to get back to it, but more ultimately, our goal is to give everything we got each and every game, and the rest will take care of itself.
Guys, you heard it here first. This is Grayson Loftis, starting QB number 12 for Gaffney High School, recently committed to Duke University. Again, this has been another interview by Sports and Coaches Sports Media, brought to you by the Carolina Law Group. Grayson, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see you at QB Legacy Camp, I'm sure.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.